spine here again with straight up spine and posture. We're talking about core exercises. Again, to recap, we want 3 of them. We want endurance, we want dynamic control, we want strength. This is the first one that we're doing endurance. Okay, your classic exercise for endurance is a plank. Planks are really easy, they're also extremely boring. So this is a more interesting variant that's more challenging for some technical reasons that we're not going to cover in this video, but it does all the right things in one exercise. You need a little bit of equipment. If you don't have this equipment, totally cool. You could do this on your elbows, you could do this on the floor with your hands, whatever, it'll work the same. Pay attention to the feet and leg position and the core position, that's the main points. If you have a BOSU ball, awesome, it totally makes it better. If you don't, no worries. Okay, if you're not familiar with the BOSU ball, it's like half of an exercise ball, so it's kind of squishy, and then it goes side to side. So what this does is it inserts a little bit of dynamic instability into this exercise to make it a little more challenging, right? It's not just a boring plank where you do one thing, it does a lot of things at once, okay? So we call this the spider plank. I don't really know if this has a move, but that's what we call it here. It's pretty easy to implement. Marek here is gonna demonstrate. So what we wanna do is get into the plank position so that the arms are straight down. Now, main things that we want to pay attention to is the back, okay? We do not want to hyperextend the back. This is very bad. This is why people have back pain. If you're doing a plank and you're holding this, shocker, you're going to have more back pain, okay? Fault number 2 that we commonly see is people will do this kind of pike or downward dog position. I guess this isn't as bad as hyperextending, but this is also crap. So we want to have just a nice neutral spine, okay? So the spine is relatively straight. It's okay if it's even on the side of rounded versus too much extension, right? So this is what we're looking for, okay? So this is it for the setup of this, and then this stays rock still. It doesn't move, it's a statue, okay? What we're looking for is a little bit of movement from the hip, but this is not a glute exercise, this is a core exercise. So what Marek is gonna do is he's gonna gently contract the core and pull that belly button towards his spine, and then he's gonna lift his foot. Notice he only lifted a couple inches. He's gonna put it down, bring it back up. Once he feels like he has control, put it down. Bring it back up. And put it down. Marek, can you demonstrate rocking that side to side? So you can see that there's this instability that the ball creates. So he has to use his core to control that torque between his upper torso and his lower. Now, things that we don't want to do, go ahead and lift your leg really high here. This is bad. We don't want to do this, right? Now you're involving the hip, you're probably going to arch your back. We don't want that, right? So all we need is just a little bit. Let's demonstrate one more time, just a couple inches. This looks great. Bring it back down, and then to make this harder, we could bring the feet farther apart. Let's go ahead and do that. And then you're gonna see he's probably gonna have a little bit of a challenge with that. That's the point, right? So you don't need any special equipment to make this harder. You just simply move your feet apart. Go ahead and lift your leg here. And we can see as we get some quivering in the core, this is excellent. This is what we're looking for. Go ahead and do that. Very challenging, right? Okay, now go ahead and bring your feet together so they don't touch. And then if we lift this a little bit, much easier. No quivering in the core, it looks rock solid. Okay, thank you, come on down. So, that's the spider plank. It's a less boring, more challenging, better variant of your standard plank. You don't really need the BOSU ball again, but if you have it, cool. If not, you don't need the brand name. The Amazon knockoffs do the same thing for 40 bucks on Amazon or whatever. So that's what we're looking for. If you have any questions, you can comment below. And then again, we're going to cover those other core exercises with dynamic control and strength in following videos.